Alright, live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, welcome to This Day in History, aka TDH. I'm Xander.
Golden Loon.
And UVRU, thank you so much for coming in and joining. Today is, of course, Thursday, aka Thursday, August 7th. It is August, correct? Yeah.
Today is Friday.
It's Friday? Oh, it's Freya's Day.
Yes.
Oh, snap. Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, I thought it was Thursday because we went to the gym. My brain.
Even though we go Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Well, that's a recent revelation. I'm still trying to catch up with it. I'm getting old like you. You're turning me into one of you people. Anyway, yeah. Friday, Day, August 7th, 2026. This show is about interesting and important events that happened today throughout the annals of recorded history. Title today is Macbeth, Hatfield, McCoy, Peace Bridge, and more.
Ooh, Hatfield, McCoy.
Yeah. So it doesn't sound that exciting, but I mean, like, look at all the tabs we have open for you today. And we have a, where is the document? A 40-page document, so a little on the longer side. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting show. Starting us off in the year 322 BC, Battle of Crandon between Athens and Macedon following the death of Alexander the Great occurred. Wow. Well, yeah, because one of his last words were, "My empire will go to the strongest," and then that's what caused everything to just collapse.
Yeah,
because there's a bunch of infighting and everything. So, 461, Roman Emperor Majorian was beheaded near the river Iria in northwest Italy following his arrest and deposition by the Magister Militium Ricimer. Yikes! 14 centuries ago. That's 1,400 years. So I guess. 1 millennia and 4 centuries. So, the year 626. Hey, it's Stitch time. Experiment 626. Battle at Constantinople. Slavic, Persians, and Avar. Siege of Constantinople fails, keeping the Byzantine Empire intact. All right. 659. Forces of the Mayan city of Palenque, under its leader Pakal, defeated nearby Santa Elena and took its ruler captive. 768. Stephen III, or the Fourth, began his reign as Catholic Pope. I don't know why we have two different numbers here. Now, from other sources, it says here Pope Stephen III was elected to office and quickly sought Frankish protection against a Lombard threat, since the Byzantine Empire was no longer able to help. 1409, Council of Pisa, an attempt to end the Western Schism in the Catholic Church with two opposing popes, closed after electing a third, Alexander V.
Wow.
All right. Well, I mean, that doesn't seem like they came to a consensus. That seems like they just exasperated the problem with another pope. 1420, blaze it. Construction began on the dome of Florence Cathedral, designed by Renaissance architect Filippo Brunelleschi.
Is that a picture or a rendering of
That's
it?
Well, that's a painting of it.
Yeah.
But I do have a photo. Right there.
Oh, you do?
Yes. Check out that nighttime shot. I don't know why. Buildings, when they're illuminated, everything, sometimes they look better at night. So... And, right here, I just want to show this really quick. The actual construction. So, that's a person.
Oh,
right there,
jeez.
okay? So all the way up here, and then, you have the inner dome and the outer dome.
Okay,
so,
that's all for support.
Yeah, but that's a person up there. You see that little figure right there?
Oh, jeez.
That's a human being. So, a massive, massive dome. Amazing architecture. So...
Yeah, it's incredible what they built.
Yeah. 1428, Valais witch trial proceedings began in Valais Canton, Switzerland, the first organized witch trials. Oh, well, here we go. Starting of all this malarkey. Valais witch trials. All right, let's look this up here. Let me open the link. There we go. It consisted of a witch hunt and a series of witch trials which took place in the Valais, the House of Savoy, and the Prince Bismarck of Sion, today parts of Switzerland. Beginning in 1428, the Valais witch hunt is the first of these systematic campaigns which would become much more widespread in the decades to come, initiating the period of witch trials in Europe. The persecution started in French-speaking Lower Valais, the House of Savoy, we just read that, and spread to German-speaking Upper Valais and the nearby valleys in the Western Alps. They subsided after 6 to 8 years. But the phenomenon spread further afield from there to Vaud, Faubourg, Neuchâtel, and beyond, Salem, So let's start this stuff here. So, Valais witch trials. You're going to say something?
No.
Okay. Well, this link that we just put in here and all other links that we gather throughout the show will appear in the underbar of the description below after the live stream, roughly about 5 to 10 minutes or so. So, if you're watching live, Wait a bit after the end of the show and then refresh and you should be golden. We already do have a lot of cool things down there though, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition, links to our various sources, the music you hear in the background, and a handful of other cool nifty little things. We're going to move on up here to 1573. Francis Drake's fleet returned to Plymouth after a year spent raiding for Spanish treasure. Now, Francis Drake, he was a pirate, right? Like, or a privateer? Like, it sounds...
I just remember Sir Francis Drake. Got to be the same person, right?
Not necessarily. Francis Drake, 1573, so that way make sure... Francis Drake's expedition, Sir Francis Drake, so there you go. So it might be one and the same. Belligerent Spain. I think uncommissioned privateering. Yeah, he was a pirate. Okay, so like a privateer. Like a lot of people don't realize this, and I know I've covered this before, but I just in case we have any new viewers or anything. Right. Piracy, swashbuckling, privateer, all that stuff. They were actually mercenaries. They were hired by the English, the French, the Spanish, what have you, to raid and plunder the ships of their enemies.
Yeah.
So that's why you had a lot of pirates that only targeted the French or the Spanish or the England, whatever, because they were hired and they were allowed to keep whatever they wanted. I believe. I mean, there's no way to enforce them, if they didn't. But their whole purpose was to ensure that their the enemies of these major empires wouldn't have the spoils that's in their holes. So.
Maybe that's how he became a Sir. He was really good at it and then enriched his country.
Possibly. I mean, maybe. That's a possibility. 1573, Spanish troops conquered and plundered Oudwater in the Netherlands during the Dutch Revolt, killing almost all of its inhabitants. Wow. That's not good. That's some kind of side of something. Not a genocide or a regicide or any of that, but complete devastate. What was there a word for completely eradicating everybody from a city? A purge? Annihilation, I guess. So, 1588, English set alight 8 fire ships with pitch, brimstone, gunpowder, and tar, and cast them downward towards the closely anchored vessels of the Spanish Armada, scattering the Armada. That's a heck of a strategy. Because the Spanish Armada was they're anchored somewhere. All of a sudden, you have 8 ships that are set alight coming over, and they're they're loaded with explosives and everything. Stuff's flying all over the place. That's gonna blow up the entire fleet. So, and I actually do have several images. There's one of the ships on fire and everything, but there's one image I want to show to you. It was far too busy to be used in the thumbnail, but here it is. Look at all these ships, dude.
Not gonna be too good. Well,
no, too busy. Too busy. Yeah, too much stuff is going on.
Yeah,
especially
if you shrink that down, you don't get it.
Yeah, so but just a lot of depictions of this event. That's a really smart strategy. 1606, possible first performance of Shakespeare's tragedy Macbeth took place in the Great Hall of Hampton Court Palace for King James I. Moving on up to 1620, astronomer Johannes Kepler's mother was arrested for witchcraft. That's she has a name,
Yeah.
I wonder if it tells us her name. Well, probably not. Oh well. Anyway, 1620, battle at Points de Poitou, French King Louis XIII defeated his mother, Mary de Medici. We have a lot of families attacking each other, but then again, all these ruling elites and everything, even to this day, they discovered, in the presidency, every single president but one is descended from some English king or whatever. Huh. So they're all bloodline related. Including Obama. So it's not Obama's the one out because he's black. He's half white. People don't realize that. He's a mulatto.
Yeah.
So, but it's something else. I don't know who it was, but they're all related.
Huh.
And so that's why I keep saying presidents are not elected; they're selected. And even Joseph Stalin said it's not the vote that matters; it's those who counts the vote that do. And with how society is, it's a faux pas to talk about who you're voting for, what you support. You don't talk about politics and religion at the dinner table. What a great way to silence everybody so nobody can figure things out, that it's all crap. So, anyway, 1679, the brigantine Le Griffin became the first ship to sail the upper lakes of North America. There she is right there. Artist rendition, of course. So, it's drawn on the paper.
We talked about this first American ship the other day.
Built,
yeah.
Yeah, it was specifically built on the Great Lakes, but this is the first to sail,
Okay.
not to be built, but the first to sail,
Okay.
specifically the upper Great Lakes.
Okay.
So that the first ship built obviously sailed in the Great Lakes, but probably the lower, you know? So, and that might be a photo of the ship. I'm not entirely sure. Looks
Doubtful, not that far back.
Well, I mean, like not from 1679, but it could have survived until 1800,
Sure.
whatever. But I'm not sure. Like a lot of these ships, maybe I'm some kind of ship racist. A lot of ships look the same to me, you know. So, 1714, Battle of Gangut, Russian Navy won its first major victory during the Great Northern War against Sweden. 1743, the Treaty of Abo ended the 1741-1743 Russo-Swedish War, and that's really interesting. So 1714. And then 1743, the 43 one is from the other source here. But on the same calendar dates,
2 years later?
No, 14 to 43, so that's...
Oh, that's way.
That's like
19.
19, yeah. So 19 years later, we have Russia and Swedish at each other's throats.
Huh.
Two different wars.
Yeah.
Pretty wild. And then again, in World War II, Russia and Sweden were fighting again.
It was actually the same war. 1
Was
and
it?
2. Just a big gap in between.
No.
I'm
17...
not talking about that. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about World War 1 and 2.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about Russia and Sweden specifically.
Yeah, I know you are.
I know about World War 1 and 2, but
Didn't you just say World War 1?
No, I said World War 2.
2, yeah. Wait,
Okay, let me explain. Okay, so you have Russia and Sweden. Okay,
Right,
they're both fighting
right,
both of
right,
these.
right.
And in World War 2, Russia and Sweden were fighting their own war during that war as well.
Okay.
So Russia and Sweden have for centuries been at each other's throats.
Okay, I see where you're going.
Yeah, the Winter War.
Yeah.
Remember the White Death?
Yeah.
So, 1750, slave uprising in Caraco. 1760, Fort Loudon, Tennessee, surrendered to Cherokee Indians. 1782, commander of the Continental Army, George Washington, the man, the myth, the legend himself, created 2 honorary badges of distinction and a badge of military merit. This is now the Purple Heart. It was the first time military awards were presented to common soldiers.
Oh.
Before this, it was always the mucky mucks, like, what's the saying? War is old men sending young men to die.
Yeah.
And the old men, give themselves awards for the deaths of the young men. Well, now the young men actually can get something out of it too. What a thought. So yeah, image search right there. There's we saw this. We covered this the other day.
Yeah.
So
different article, but we covered the
Yeah, well, when he created, this is when he presented it.
Yeah.
Or well, it says he created it, but maybe I don't know. But yeah, here's a good old Purple Heart, and we said this. I said this last time. There's George Washington right there.
Yeah.
I never recognized him in the Purple Heart. I know what a Purple Heart looks like, but I never recognized the guy. Maybe I'm just so used to his profile. 1786, the first federal Indian reservation was created by the United States. 3 years later, U.S. Congress created the Department of War and the United States Lighthouse Establishment. Pretty interesting. Other source just says, the Department of War was established, but so we have here's the Department of War. The Pentagon was built during World War II, and here's the United States Lighthouse Service. Yeah. So we have 2 things. So I couldn't pick one for the thumbnail.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So somehow I like that. It was created as the Department of War, somehow changed to the Department of Defense.
Because of euphemistic language.
Yeah. And now it's back to the Department of War.
Yeah, as it should be called.
Yeah, exactly.
Now when are they going to change the name of the IDF? 1791, Canadian troops destroyed the Miami town of Kenapacomakua near the site of present-day Logansport, Indiana, in the Northwest Indian War. I'm happy they changed the name, but I'm sad about the events that allowed us to do that. But yeah, and this is from the other source, so I had to type this out, by hand. I couldn't copy and paste this. I had to sit there Kenap. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, some of these names I actually type out, and it makes me wonder if this show is worth it, but it is. 1794, U.S. President General George. Okay, well he wasn't a general. U.S. President George Washington. Sorry, I see George Washington in my brain. It's just like general. It's a muscle memory thing. Invoked the Militia Act of 1792 to suppress the Whiskey Rebellion in western Pennsylvania.
And the irony is, most of us think of president right away.
Ah, yeah. 1802, Napoleon ordered the reinstatement of slavery in St. Dominique, Haiti. Oh, Napoleon, come on, dude. 1814, Pope Pius VII restored the Society of Jesus, also known as the Jesuits. 1820, first potatoes were planted in Hawaii.
Potatoes?
Yeah, first potatoes planted in
Wow.
Hawaii. You're saying something. I didn't hear you. About the Jesuits?
Oh, no, they were formed.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, we have potatoes in Hawaii. 1858, the first Australian rules football match was played between Melbourne Grammar and Scotch College. Sounds like they were a school of drunkards to me. Scotch.
Break out the scotch.
Yeah. 1864, Battle of Moorfield in West Virginia. A surprise Union raid killed 400 Confederates and captured 400 horses, badly damaging Confederate cavalry in the Shenandoah Valley. Wow. That's a lot. 1879, opening of the Openshaw Citadel, the Poor Man's Palace, by the Salvation Army in Manchester. I gotta look this up here.
Poor Man's Palace.
Yeah, I wanted to put this in the thumbnail, but like it was this image here, and then we have another border, and then another border, and then here's the meat. I'm like looking through several windows to this, but this is apparently
It's also pretty pale.
yes, but this is I guess out of like a book or newspaper
Opaque,
or something.
I should say.
Somewhat, yeah. But it's grayscale, black and white. It's an artist rendition, and that looks kind of fancy. The Poor Man's Palace. That's pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
So, but if we get we got that badge there. If we get over here, we have another thing, the Salvation Army. So, but that does not look anything like that other building. So, I wonder what that building is. Is this the building, the Poor Man's Palace?
I don't know.
I mean, it kind of looks the same, but no. So I don't know which one it is. So I couldn't, get one. You know how I am a stickler for being accurate.
Yeah.
1882, Hatfields of Southwest West Virginia and McCoys of Eastern Kentucky feud with 100 wounded or dead, so casualties.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go.
Yep.
2 years later, in 1884, Germany annexed Angra Pequena in German Southwest Africa, in modern Namibia. Namibia. I can't pronounce that word. That country. 1885, 5 German warships anchor off Zanzibar. That does not look good or sound good. 5 warships anchoring. That's
Zanzibar.
Oh, German East Africa. Okay, so probably. This is 85, so well before World War I. So I don't know what's
way
going
before.
on. Yeah. 1888, Theophilus Vin Cannell in Philadelphia patented the revolving door. Now, I'm going to look this up here really quick, but, this just tells me about the guy. Why was the revolving door invented? Revolving door. The real story. Okay, what does it say? There's a popular story that Van Kimmel invented the revolving door because he hated holding doors open for women. The tale claims he had a deep aversion to the social ritual of chivalry, sometimes tracing it back to childhood embarrassment for a demanding wife. It's a fun story, but Snopes investigated. Well, this is Snopes, so take it with a grain of salt. But this goes on into telling what they have to say. So I'm going to throw this in the underbar, but I'm going to choose to believe that he invented the revolving door because he just didn't want to hold doors open, And
conversely, you can take a knucklehead like me, who thinks it's all funny. You get in one section, your girlfriend / wife, whatever it is in the next section, and you just stop and hold it, and they're stuck.
You're an asshole.
I know. That's what I said. I used a little bit better word.
I use a more accurate one. But hey, it takes one to know one. I'm a bit of a dick myself. So, 1890, Anna Mansdotter, found guilty of the 1889 Ljungså murder, became the last woman to be executed in Sweden. Wow. 1896, New Jersey fishermen George Harbaugh and Frank Samuelson are the first to row across the Atlantic, arriving in Le Havre after leaving Manhattan back on June 6. I kind of remember covering their leaving.
Oh.
Maybe, I'm not sure. Back on June 6.
Yeah.
I just know, obviously, freaking Normandy, Operation Overlord, D-Day and all that stuff was June 6th. So it's a big show for me.
Yeah.
That date.
Yeah.
But I see. I don't know. Maybe I'm just going crazy.
You may have.
1900 diamond workers in Amsterdam strike. That's interesting.
Strike diamonds? What did they strike? We're rich. No, they belong to me. You just work for me.
Who are you, De Beers? 903, Tommy Corcoran set an MLB record for shortstops by recording 14 assists in Cincinnati's 4-2 win against the St. Louis Cardinals.
In one game.
Yeah.
Wow.
907, MLB Washington Senators legendary pitcher Walter Johnson won the first of his 417 career games in a 7-2 victory against Cleveland.
One of the all-time greats.
Yep. 1 year later, the first train to travel the length of New Zealand's North Island main trunk line, the Parliament Special, as it was called, left Wellington for Auckland to greet the United States Navy's Great White Fleet. Do you remember that?
Great White Fleet.
A massive fleet painted white, sailing around the world to flex, on everybody.
How tough we are. Or whatever.
Waving our star-spangled banner ding-dong all over everybody's faces with it.
Whoa!
Yeah, well, that's what it was.
Wait a minute.
That's what it was. Passengers included Prime Minister Sir Joseph Ward and members of Parliament, and the trip took 20.5 hours. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like rendezvousing with the fleet and everything, to shake hands with the captain, all that stuff, photo op.
Oh, I'm still on the what do you call it up there?
The fleet?
Yeah.
Or
no,
the train?
The train.
The train is rendezvousing with the fleet.
Yeah, no, I got that.
Oh. 909, Alice Ramsey, at the age of 22 and 3 friends, became the first women to complete a transcontinental automobile trip. We covered this yesterday.
Yes, we did.
Alice Hyler Ramsey and 3 friends became the first women to complete an auto trip.
Maybe they started yesterday.
That's no. Transcontinental and less than we can't even do that today.
No, I don't
know. Over an hour.
Whenever it was, yeah.
Well, no, we covered them finishing yesterday. We did. I do remember, and I mentioned this yesterday. I do remember talking about when they set out as well.
Yeah, I don't know how long it took, but it took
a month
or two or something.
Well, it says here it took 59 days to travel from New York to San Francisco, California.
Okay.
1912, Progressive, the Bull Moose Party nominated Theodore Roosevelt for U.S. president. And that guy, he got shot, in the chest. Now, he had, a book or something there, but it did go through, and it was in his, his pectoral muscle, the bullet. But he stood there for, another hour and a half, finished his speech, and then went to the hospital and everything.
That's bull.
But that's real. I know what you're meaning. I know where you're going.
Bull moose.
Yeah. It's not a tall tale, though. 1914, the Battle of Mulhouse, first attack on Germany by French troops under General Banu on Germany attempt to retake Alsace. 1915, Dario Ressa, driving a pig-out, won the first championship car race to average over 100 miles per hour at a 100-mile race in Chicago with an average speed of 101.8 miles per hour. What did you think I said?
Pig-out.
A pig-out.
It's a Peugeot.
Oh.
What the hell? Look. Oh, Peugeot.
I saw you looking, and then I heard you go, "Oh," and I'm like, "Well, obviously, he misheard me or I didn't read it right." Probably both.
Driving a pig out.
A pig out. I can't pronounce.
Hey, you do really good. No, I kid about some stuff, but you do way better than anybody else. I don't know.
Don't praise me. I'm terrible. 1915 as well, World War I, assault against Russia's top at Gallipoli, Turkey, killing 232 Australians.
If you ask for a raise, you rate your crap.
Yeah. Did I, hold on a second, bridge. Did I not, well, it looks like we have not gotten there yet. Okay, so this is supposed to be after this. So I want to play a little bit of this here. We are in
what are we looking at now?
Gallipoli.
Okay.
So 1915, World War I,
yeah.
Assault against Russia's top at Gallipoli, Turkey.
Right.
We were talking about Gallipoli a little bit yesterday.
Yeah.
So I just this is all the cinematics from the runner section of the Battlefield 1 campaign, focusing on Gallipoli. So I just want to showcase this.
The world,
Hold
the
on.
innocent.
Hold on a second.
We came from all over the world, the innocent, the arrogant, and the brave. We thought the war was to be our rite of passage, a grand adventure that would make us all equal in our quest for glory. But instead of adventure, we found fear. And in war, the only true equalizer is death.
I can argue that.
Yeah. But up here, like Dardanelles, Gallipoli Peninsula, starting in 1915.
Okay.
So, like, the British Empire intends to open a new front to the war. Plans for an unprecedented naval invasion of the Ottoman homeland are drawn up. The attacking naval force represents the biggest single fleet yet assembled. This was their D-Day. This was their Normandy, and it didn't work out.
World
War One. The gathered ships carried over 500,000 men. The force is drawn from Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, India, Newfoundland, France, and Britain.
500,000 men?
500,000 men. Over 500,000 men. Their orders are to land and march to the capital of Constantinople. So they're trying to, boom! Really knock them out.
Finish this now.
Yeah. And it didn't work, unfortunately. So,
they got hammered, didn't they?
yeah, so right here. Day 1, at Cape Helles, the steamship River Clyde, it was used as a Trojan horse, crashing into the beach. It deployed several battalions of Allied soldiers. So they came in under the guise of a cruise ship or whatever, but they were loaded to the gills with an invasion force. They beached it, piled off, and tried to secure something before the rest of the ships made themselves known, and the invasion commenced proper. This is like a Trojan, as it said, a Trojan.
Yeah.
Now, once again, this is from a video game, so take this with a grain of salt. I haven't looked into this to see if this is actually how the battle opened, but still, it is a monumental area.
Now, I got a question. Is this too early for
Higgins?
No, the English guy, Prime Minister in England.
Winston Churchill?
Yeah. Is this too early for him?
He was probably serving somewhere, but he wasn't on the ground.
Because he had some
He was around
glorious
somewhere.
plan that got hammered, but I think this is too early. Yeah, I don't think this is
I don't
it.
know. Churchill, he was in his 20s by this time. Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Actually, when was Churchill born? Winston Churchill.
I think what I'm thinking of was in World War II, early parts of World War II, and they got hammered.
Maybe. Winston Churchill.
He tried to make a grandiose move.
1874. He was born in... Here we go.
Okay, so he's 21.
No,
1874.
1874 to 1965. So, by World War One...
Well, 15 and 74 is 25, so what's that?
he's 30. He's in his 30s by World War One.
Yeah.
He was the oldest guy. So that's pretty wild. Let's see here. Go back here. There we go. Let's get on with it. More stuff here. 1921 as well. Oh yeah, and let me just throw this link in here. So BF1 Gallipoli. I think it's 2 L's. I'm not sure. And what was this one? Oh, this was the movie I spoke about yesterday, Gallipoli, starring Mel Gibson, very young, one of his earliest roles. Yeah. It doesn't have a good ending, so but then again, it's Gallipoli. So, 1921, the Dutch cyclist Piet Moskowitz won the first of 4 consecutive and 5 total World Sprint Championships when he defeated defending champion Bob Spears of Australia in Copenhagen. 25, League of Nations advised against the Turkish-Iraq invasion of the Mosul region. 1 century ago, 1926, this is no longer in either source, this article here, so it might be misplaced. George S. Kaufman and Irving Berlin's musical The Coconuts, starring the Marx Brothers, closed at the Lyric Theater in New York City after 276 performances, and it was later adapted as a film.
Oh.
So, Marx Brothers, not to be confused with Karl Marx, but
No, the Marx Brothers.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, is that... one of them didn't
Groucho?
talk or something? Groucho? Yeah, Groucho. Yeah, that's the Marx Brothers, yeah.
26 as well, the first British Grand Prix was held at Brooklands. 27, Peace Bridge, here we go, over the Niagara River between the U.S. and Canada was dedicated to commemorate 100 years of peace between the two countries. So between Fort Erie, Ontario, and Buffalo, New York.
So what does the Niagara River lead to?
Niagara Falls? Niagara Falls! Slowly I turned. I turned too quickly earlier. So, I want to image search this bridge. It has bridge-like, looks and everything, but that's a cool shot right there. I don't know. Nighttime always makes things just seem to pop. So, 1927, U.S. rum smuggler Horace Alderman killed 3 people.
Whoa.
Thanks to freaking, anti-alcohol. What was
Yeah, I'm at a blank here. Oh, jeez.
My brain's saying apartheid, but that's not right.
That's not it.
No. Prohibition. There you go. 29, New York Yankees slugger Babe Ruth tied MLB record by hitting grand slams in consecutive games for the second time in a 13-1 win against the Philadelphia Athletics. And now I want to go to Denny's again. Make that joke every time I hear about a grand slam, but I'm serious. Makes me hungry. 1930, a large mob estimated at 2,000 people lynched two young black men, Thomas Shipp and Abram Smith, in Marion, Indiana. Wow. Other source, the last confirmed lynching of black people in the northern United States occurred in Marion, Indiana. These two men were killed. 33, Iraqi government forces slaughtered over 3,000 Assyrians in the village of Semail in northern Iraq, commemorated as Assyrian Martyrs' Day. So the Kingdom of Iraq slaughtered over 3,000 Assyrians in the village of Semail. This day is recognized as Martyrs' Day or National Day of Mourning by the Assyrian community in memory of the Semail massacre. 34, U.S. Court of Appeal upheld lower court ruling striking down government's attempt to ban controversial James Joyce's novel Ulysses. Yes, freedom of speech.
I've heard of that novel.
Yeah, we've spoken about it a couple of times. Like it was a big deal. Like they were trying to claim
the Supreme Court, a big deal.
Well, yeah, they were trying to claim that it was obscene, but then here we go. Who determines what is obscene? What is obscene? And because of how gray area. This is why I'm always like there needs to stop being so many gray areas. This what leads to things like we're dealing with today. Oh, that's misinformation. This is misinformation. Well, who determines that? And then it's the same thing as seditious libel. And we covered an article about that the other day and everything, where it turned out what he was saying was true, so the charges were dropped. But he shouldn't have had charges to begin with. Even if it was not true, he's allowed to speak his opinion.
The thing I really don't like about it is the government trying to stomp it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
1935, 60% of voters agreed to Nazism in Danzig. I can't believe it. That has to be a BS number. 36, a Finnish quinilla in the 5,000-meter final in the Berlin Olympics. Gunnar Hockart ran an Olympic record to beat teammate Lori Ledlin. All right. 36, Argentina won the polo gold medal, beating Great Britain 11-0 in the final at the Berlin Olympics. The last time the sport is contested at the Olympics. Wow. The last time, and at the Berlin Olympics under Hitler, before World War II, and 11-0. That's a very interesting way to end that event. 36 as well, 22 nations lined up as the first basketball competition in the Olympics game start in Berlin. Estonia defeated France 34-29 in the first game. It is no longer on either source, so it might be misplaced.
Who won the gold medal?
I
didn't tell us.
Well, I think I don't think it's like one day. I think it's throughout the whole Olympics.
Yeah,
so,
they go on until you win, you move on.
Yeah, we'll probably talk about the gold medal in the future. It has to be in the future. The Olympics aren't that long, so maybe we'll cover it. But if anybody wants to look it up, who won the gold medal
1936?
In 1936 for basketball in the Olympics, let us know in the comments section. Not just for your information or for ours, but anybody else who's watching this and they just so happen to be curious and everything. 1938, the Nazis closed the theological department of Innsbruck University. Of course they do. 1940, Churchill recognized de Gaulle's French government in exile. Excellent.
Oh, good.
1940, largest amount paid for a stamp, $9.48 million for an 1856 British Guiana. So, because I think, it wasn't a British colony for that long or something, but this is an example.
Guyana,
British
I believe it is.
Guyana or something, so it's a stamp from that.
Yeah.
$9.48 million. Now, I'm not sure if that's adjusted for inflation or if that's how much somebody was spending in 1940.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy big money.
I can't imagine that. 1940?
1856, British Guiana.
Yeah. So let's see here.
Guyana. What am I doing?
Guyana, whatever. 1940. Let's see here. 9, 4, 8, 0, and 3 more 0. 2026. Let's see, I forgot the dollar sign. Let's see if this comes up with anything. So, okay, 1940. Okay, so this is $9,480,000, right? 1, 2, 3. Yep, there we go. $9,480,000. Okay. Now, what would that be in 2026 money?
Bare minimum $100 million.
100 million. All right, stop your bets. $226,133,211.43.
Minimum.
Well, you can't do that. You can't start pulling that shit. That's a minimum of this, maximum of that. You know, I'll give you a ballpark, but you can't claim everything above a number. Come on, that's not fair.
Hey, you called me out on air. What the hell?
41 and 550.
That was pretty slick.
Yeah, I know these tricks.
It's only double the amount. I'm right. Minimum. Okay.
Mom's time. This one's not a good article. 41. 551 Jews were shot in the Chisinau ghetto in Romania. Yeah. Poor mom. She always get horrible time. So. 42. Dutch resistance bombed Rotterdam Railway. We also have the first staging offensive in the Pacific in World War II. Guadalcanal, Solomon Islands. So the Battle of Guadalcanal began as the United States Marines initiated the first staging offensive of the war with landings on Guadalcanal and Tulagi in the Solomon Islands. 42 as well, Transport 16 departed with French Jews in Nazi Germany. 44, Anton Decam was arrested as a Surinamese resistance fighter. We also have IBM, the formerly known as the Computing Tabulating Something Machine Company or something like that. Dedicated the first program-controlled calculator, the Automatic Sequence Controlled Calculator, Calculator, known best as the Harvard Mark I. Let's take an image look at this. So this is 44. So I first looked at this. I'm like, okay, like that's kind of like a very old version of the calculator I'm used to that Mom used to work on at the shop and everything. But no, like it was a whole thing. It was one of these room computers and all that stuff. So there you go. The Harvard Mark I, 1944, also known as IBM's Automatic Sequence Control Calculator, the ASCC. It's a room.
Yeah, amazing. It goes back that far, the technology, but
it
took a room to do it.
Yeah. Here we go. It was the first operating machine that could execute long computations automatically. A project conceived by Harvard University's Dr. Camila Omendo Mendez Zagara. The Mark I was built by IBM engineers in Endicott, New York. A steel frame 51 feet or 16 meters long and 8 feet high held the calculator, which consisted of an interlocking panel of small gears, counters, switches, and control circuits, all only a few inches in depth. The ASCC used 500 miles or 800 kilometers of wire within 3 million connections, 3,500 multipole, multi-pole, like a firefighter pole, relays with 35,000 contacts, 2,225 counters, 1,464 10-pole switches, and tiers of 72 adding machines, each with 23 significant numbers. It was the industry's largest electromagnetical calculator. It was all analog, dude.
Yeah.
Like everything that we take for granted digital, there was an analog counterpart to build it initially. So that blows my mind how we figured this stuff out.
What blows my mind is a little chip that came up with.
And now people, they don't even know how many continents there are in the world, how many states the United States has.
Yeah.
Like I've seen videos of like, oh, could you point out where Mozambique is? And they point in like freaking Canada. It's like, are you stupid? 44, trial for surviving of 20th July plot at the attempted assassination of Adolf Hitler. Participants began in the courtroom of Nazi judge Roland Frieser in Berlin, Germany. Lowndes time, 1946. First U.S. commemorative coin to feature a black Stadion Booker T. Washington $50.
Ooh, Booker T.
Yeah. Now I want to show something really cool. Like I just so happened to see on the back of one of these coins. Where is it? Right there. From Slave Cabin to Hall of Fame. Dude, how epic is that?
That is.
Here's the front right there.
Yeah.
But the back, right there, it says
wow.
It says it on the back right there, from Slave Cabin to Hall of Fame. In God We Trust, Franklin County, Virginia. Booker Washington Birthplace Memorial.
Wow.
Yeah. I want one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Break the piggy bank for that baby.
Probably. In 1946 as well, the government of the Soviet Union presented a note to its Turkish counterparts which refuted the latter's sovereignty over the Turkish states, thus beginning the Turkish Straits crisis. Here we go. 47, the Bombay Municipal Corporation formally took over the Bombay Electric Supply and Transport, the BEST. Thor Heyerdahl and the crew of the Kon-Tiki crashed into a reef of the Tuamotu the Tuamotu Islands in French Polynesia after 107 days crossing the Pacific Ocean. So from other source here, it says Thor Heyerdahl's balsa wood raft, the Kon-Tiki, smashed into the reef at Rioria and the Tuamotu Islands after a 101-day, 7,000 kilometer or 4,300 mile journey across the Pacific Ocean in an attempt to prove that prehistoric peoples could have traveled from South America.
Yeah.
So, but I think they just went over the land bridge, 48, Stadian Alice Coachman became the first black woman from any country to win an Olympic gold medal when she won the high jump at the London Games. Excellent.
Oh, good for her.
We also have Stadian swimmers. Jimmy McLean won the 1,500 meter for his second gold medal at the London Olympics, the 4x200 meter freestyle relay, a U.S. clean sweep of every men's swimming gold medal at the Games.
Whoa.
Dang. That's amazing. 48, Fanny Blankers-Cohen from the Netherlands won her fourth track and field gold medal at the London Olympics as part of the Dutch 4x100 meter relay team in 47.5 seconds. 48, Swedish race walker John Michalsson won the gold medal in a 10-kilometer event by 30.6 seconds from teammate Ingemar Johansson at the London Olympics. 2 years later, police barred white players Lou Sherbin, Stan Mirko, and Frank Dial from playing in the Negro League, which I understand why, but at the same time, we allowed people from that league to come into the normal league, the white league, which I'm all for it. I'm all for desegregation, but at the same time, wait a minute, they can come here, but we can't go there.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Now, once again, I don't want any segregation at all.
Right.
But it seems to be going one way here.
Yeah.
And I just don't like that.
Now, just a personal note, the one before that, the gold medal there, Ingemar Johansson. I saw him fight for the world what do you call heavyweight champion of the world. I forget who he fought, but he was it for a short time.
Ingemar Johansson.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, probably
like
in the
boxing or wrestling.
No, that's
or...
boxing.
Okay.
So whatever it is, he was the heavyweight champion of the world.
That's interesting because this is a race walking competition.
Oh.
Swedish race walker won the gold medal in the 10-kilometer. That's not boxing.
Teammate Ingemar.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if it's the same Ingemar. Oh, now we
well,
look
he could be a pentathlete. He could be like in a couple sports. So.
I wonder if that's the same one. That's
what's the chance of it being some other guy?
I'm surprised it was so early, because he was champion somewhere in the early '60s.
Well, it could be like Ingemar Jr.
That's 12 years later.
Huh? It's not unprecedented.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not impossible, but the chances. Ingemar Johansson.
I bet you it is.
Swedish boxer, 1932 to 2009.
Yeah, there you go.
Huh.
So it should be down there somewhere. He's heavyweight champion of the world.
Well, yes, but would this be the nicknames Ingo and the Hammer of Thor? Huh. All right. He was born in 1932. In 1948, he'd be 16.
32.
32 to 48.
Yeah.
16, competing in the Olympics.
Maybe in walking, maybe.
He was in the 52 summer. At age 19, he was disqualified for passivity at the Helsinki 52 Olympics. But it's not saying anything about the 48. No. So this might be a different guy.
Maybe. Could be.
Huh. But he's from Sweden, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, how many... Where else are you going to be from with Ingemar?
I don't know. World heavyweight champion. First when he went professional fights.
Should be something. If you won a gold medal, it should be there somewhere.
Is this fight against... Yeah. So this has to be some other guy.
Maybe.
Huh. Yeah. I don't know. If anybody can look this up, let us know. Like this other Ingemar, if this is like a different Ingemar. Now I'm all sorts of confused. 1950, police barred white players. Oh, we got that one. 1951, the Douglas D-558 2 Skyrocket reached 1,992 kilometers an hour, or 1,237.77 miles per hour. Let's take a look at this rocket here really quick. Oh, a plane. Look at that. Thing was going fast. Zoom. That's a heck of a ship right there.
That is.
53, Eastern Airlines entered the jet age using the electric prop jet. That's pretty cool. Now, let me show you something else. 1912 jet. See if I can find it. 1912 jets. concepts. There's a very old. I can't seem to find it.
1912 jets. There weren't too many of those around. I mean, that was
No.
almost unknown technology. The jet engine.
Jet. Let's see if I can find it. Because I've seen a video on it. Come on.
They didn't even have jets in World War II until Hitler had them. Late.
Well, no, 1912 jet. I'm trying. Are they trying to bury the history? I've seen the video. I know it exists. Like. Oh well.
I don't think the jet engine
1910 jets. There it is. There it is. The first jet plane right here. Okay, from 1910, not 1912. So now people we're not sure if it actually flew or not. And these are just images of it. But like right here, you have the pilot here. But like this is a jet. It sucked in air at the front and it pushed it out this way. So like this is the first concept of the jet, idea.
Okay.
But it's 1910.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find it. 1910 jets. There we go. Here it is, right there.
That early.
Yeah. But see right. You can see right here. See that?
Yeah.
That looks like a jet engine because it's an intake.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
But all the way from 1910, like we had the concepts.
I can't imagine they didn't have that for World War II.
Well, with not the technological limitations. Like we didn't have things small enough. We didn't have certain breakthroughs. And it blew the air right in the face of the pilot. And how are you going to see? Like the whole thing, it's blocking your vision.
Sure.
Like look at all that. So, but jet biplane, it existed, like at least in concept. So let me throw this in the underbar. 1910 jet. I'll just throw that in there.
Biplane.
Biplane concept, whatever. What else do we got here? 1954, Charles Mahoney became the first black state Indian to serve as a full United Nations delegate. Cool.
Yeah.
54 as well, Englishman Roger Bannister defeated Australian John Landy in the mile at the Empire Games in Vancouver. The first time two men run a sub 4-minute mile in the same race. That's awesome.
Yeah.
55, Tokyo Telecommunications Engineering, the precursor to Sony, began selling its first transistor radios in Japan. The precursor to Sony.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think Roger Bannister was the first one to run a sub 4-minute mile.
Maybe.
If I remember correctly.
Let's see here. Let's, right here, Roger Bannister. Yeah, he became the first to run a sub-minute. Good pull.
Yeah.
Excellent pull there. Good job. 56, Boston Red Sox fined slugger Ted Williams $5,000 for spitting at heckling Boston fans in the third incident in 3 weeks. What is with the spitting? Like I brought this up last time. What is with spitting? Like this is like the 7th spitting. I mean, it even says there the third incident in 3 weeks. With this guy alone. Like
That's
since
crazy.
the start of the show at the beginning of this year. Well, at least not the start of the show, but since the beginning of this year, I've covered almost 10 articles in baseball people spitting at somebody.
$5,000 fine. Wow.
Stop spitting,
You can't spit at the paying customers, plain and simple.
What are you, a camel? Come on. A llama,
If they're heckling you, they're heckling you. They
yeah,
paid to get
deal
in.
with it. Yeah. If you don't like it, quit. 56, British government sent 3 aircraft carriers to Egypt. I wonder why. In 56, Egypt? Probably the Suez Crisis, maybe? Or something? What is going on? I'm going to do a surface level scratch or search on that article. Operation Musketeer. Huh. Was the Anglo-French plan for the invasion of the Suez Canal zone to capture the Suez Canal during the Suez Canal. I called it!
Yeah, you did.
Right
Yeah,
out of my
good
rear
pull.
end, I called it.
Good pull.
So, yeah. Operation Musketeer. If I pull something out of my rear end, is that a good pull or a bad pull? Like, I don't know. Like, 56, dynamite transport exploded in Colombia, killing about 1,200 people. Holy crap. 56 as well, this is no longer an either source, so it could be misplaced. 51-year-old Satchel Paige of the Miami Marlins won a game before the largest crowd in minor league history, 57,000, at Miami's Orange Bowl, International League. Marlins 6-2 versus Columbus Jets.
Wow.
365 days later, U.S. Congress passed the Civil Rights Act of 1957. I don't have time to look that up. We got to keep on going. 59, Explorer 6 transmitted the first TV photo of Earth from space.
Ooh.
Well, I have to look this up. So I don't know why I didn't put this in the thumbnail. Wow, look
Not
at that.
kidding.
First,
Oh.
that's the first picture of Earth from space, dude. I blew it. Wow, I absolutely
wait a
blew
minute.
it.
They weren't up at the moon.
You're right. So what?
Something's wrong there.
59. Huh. That's weird. Would it be this? This has to be.
Yeah, it looks more like it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, still, I still blew it. So.
Yeah.
Well, what is
That's
this?
a hard C, though. You wouldn't get it. Maybe
Uh,
that's it.
Soviet probe. Oh, this is Soviet probe Luna 3 transmitted the first ever photos of the far side of the moon. So this is later.
Yeah.
This is 59 as well, though.
But the
October.
fact that you've only got a partial
Yeah.
picture of the Earth makes
Yeah.
sense.
Uh-huh. And I remember having this in my thumbnail once before. So, 1960, Côte d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, gained independence from France. All right, 1960 as well. Students staged a kneel-in demonstrations in Atlanta churches. So they kneeled instead of sitting in, or all that stuff. 1960, Arnold Palmer's 20th PGA Tour win rallies from a 5-stroke deficit to enter a playoff, then defeated Jack Fleek and Bill Collins to win the Insurance City Open. Now, this is also no longer on either source, so it could be misplaced. 1961, cosmonaut German Titov circled Earth for a full day in Vostok 2. Soviet Premier Khrushchev predicted USSR economy will surpass the U.S. It did not.
Not even close.
62, Canadian-born Canadian pharmacologist Frances Oldham Kelsey was awarded the U.S. President's Award for Distinguished Federal Civilian Service for her refusal to authorize thalidomide. What the heck is that? Yeah, we both said the same thing. It is an oral medication for cancer, leprosy, and skin disorders. That covers a wide spectrum.
Sounds like snake oil.
Yeah, but also a severe teratogen that causes birth defects. Yikes.
Great.
That's not good.
You ever heard of thalidomide?
No, I have
That
not.
caused birth defects. That was in.
What was it?
That was in thalidomide, I believe it was.
Thalidomide?
Something like that.
Well, isn't this it?
Oh, maybe it is.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, that is it.
Yeah.
That is it. And I was going to say right around, I looked at the date and go, yeah, it was somewhere around that time.
Yeah. Is an oral administered medication. Complications
Yeah.
of leprosy. Yada. Common side effects include sleepiness, rash, and dizziness. Severe side effects include tumor lysis syndrome. Wow. Blood clots and peripheral neuropathy. I'll just not have this. Thank you. So.
No,
Yeah. But I want to go back really quick about the whole economy and everything. Like, there's a whole theory around like that the space race and everything. The U.S. scared the Russians to dump all of their money into nuclear research and space stuff, and leaving them with nothing. So, like,
well, you're partially right. The Russians were determined to keep up with us
yeah,
in that military escalation.
mindset. Yeah,
And they couldn't afford it.
yeah,
And if they had just gone on their merry way, they could have been far more productive for the people and their economy and everything else.
yep. But I mean, but they did view us as a threat, and rightfully so. And we viewed them as a threat.
They viewed us as a threat.
We did go through mutually assured destruction, not physically, but societally and culturally, and
Yeah.
species-wide.
Well, when
you
you're
know?
sitting in class and you're 10 years old and you learn to duck and cover,
Yeah,
because the Russians are going to bomb you maybe with a nuclear weapon.
yeah.
I
But
don't know how the desk was going to save me, but somehow.
But the Russians were just as scared of us as we were of
Yes,
them.
of course.
And it's not good. Anyway, 1963, Jacqueline Kennedy became the first presiding U.S. First Lady to give birth. Name was Patrick Kennedy, the child. Since Frances Cleveland, the wife of Grover Cleveland, in 1895. The infant unfortunately died 3 days later. Oh, that's a real shame. Freaking Kennedys, dude. That's just a cursed family. 64, the 31st National Football League Chicago College All-Star Game at Soldier Field. Chicago 28, All-Star 17, 65,000 attendance. 64, Turkey began an air attack on the Greek Cyprus or something. Why? It's weird. 64, U.S. Congress approved the Gulf of Tonkin Resolution, granting U.S. President Lyndon B. Johnson the authority to assist any Southeast Asian nation facing, quote, communist aggression, end quote. He uses it to openly bring the U.S. into the Vatican conflict.
That was the first major mistake to pass that damn thing.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, he's the one that got that. We wanted it. He wanted to go in there and do a whole job on it. We were there before he became. Kennedy was our president, but we had advisors there, stuff like that. And I don't know, you never know what Kennedy would have done, but he just took off to a new level with this crap.
Yeah. And then
Yo,
we have.
should I push the communist button?
Don't do it. It's a domino
Push
effect.
the communist button.
Oh no!
We found this in a museum. Good old
Yeah.
domino effects. Oh.
Yeah, good old Vietnam War.
Yep. Oh.
All that bullshit. I lost a
Oh
friend.
God, what have I done?
You were right.
Yeah, I'm sorry for your loss. 1965, Lee Kuan Yew, Prime Minister of Singapore, signed the separation agreement with Malaysia after 2 years of political union. But yeah, I want to go back to the whole Lyndon Johnson thing. This guy, he was a warmonger, dude. Like, I think he killed, he was behind, to some level, the killing of Kennedy. So that way he can get power. So
That's a stretch, but there was no love between the two of them.
Yeah.
The only reason why Kennedy nominated him to be his vice president, so he could bring the South in and he could win,
yeah.
because he is from Texas.
Nah. Well, just don't work with the Democrats. Don't work with the South.
Well, they were all
you know?
Democrats.
Oh, well, that's an inside problem. There we go. 1969, Fantasy Records released Green River, the third studio album by the Estonian rock band Creedence Clearwater Revival,
great band.
featuring the title track "Bad Moon Rising" and Lodi.
Credence, absolutely.
Richard Nixon appointed Lewis R. Bruce, a Mohawk Oglala Sioux, and co-founder of the National Congress of American Indians, as the new commissioner of the Bureau of Indian Affairs. Excellent. 1970, British keyboard-playing singer-songwriter Christine McVie, knee perfect,
Oh, yeah,
joined the
Christine
rock band Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, Christy McVeigh.
Oh, Chrissy McVeigh, okay.
Yeah, she passed away a couple years ago.
That's unfortunate. We also have first all-computer chess championship was conducted in New York and won by Chess 3.0 CDC 6400, a program written by Slate, Atkin, and Gorland at Northwestern University. Let me repeat that. First all-computer chess championship. The robots are fighting each other in 1970. What do we have now, 56 years later?
Yeah.
Holy crap. 1970, black militants seeking the release of inmates accused of murdering a guard at California's Soledad State Prison attacked a Marin County Civic Center courtroom, taking a judge, a lawyer, and 3 jury members hostage. The ensuing gunfight resulted in the death of 3 of the 4 assailants and the judge.
Oh, man.
Yep. That's what happens, when we allow things like Black Panther to exist. 1971, Apollo 15 returned to Earth. 72, Yogi Berra, Sandy Koufax, Lefty
There you
Gomez, early win, Josh Gibson, Will Harridge, Buck Leonard, and Ross Youngs were inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Ooh, Koufax, my man.
Yep. 74, French Philippe Petit walked a tightrope strung between the twin towers of the World Trade Center in New York City at a height of 1,350 feet or 411.5 meters. Now, this guy, absolute lunatic.
Yeah.
There's a movie about this. This video here is from the New York Daily News. So I'm just going to play this a little bit. Just for them to explain a little bit.
A 25-year-old French daredevil did a tightrope walk across the top of New York in 1974 on a 131-foot cable strung between the 110-story twin towers of the World Trade Center. The aerialist...
Now, I put that link in the end of our really quick, and I'm going to put this one as well. This is from the movie, and, I've tried to watch this twice, and I can't. I know, because I have... Well, you'll see.
Down off that thing, all right? Why are you doing this?
This was not sanctioned, by the way. So he was doing this illegally, yeah.
How'd he get away with that?
Well, he got up there sneakily and everything, because at the beginning right here...
Because you got to put up the whole cable. And
Yeah.
How do you do that without...
Well, he had friends. See, these are his friends. And they hear the police coming in and everything, and they're just loading up. And there the police came out of there, and they're running and everything.
Yeah.
And then here's the guy out on the tightrope. But
Hey, Pally, what are you...
he taunts them. He puts the pole down. He's just standing, in the middle between the tower, just standing out there balancing and everything. And as another little middle finger, watch this. This actually happened. This is from the movie, but he actually did this. Like, he was out there for like almost an hour.
Well, he knew he was going to jail, so.
Yeah, but he kept walking in
Might as well enjoy
between. But like, just absolute. I mean, look at that. That's why I can't watch this. Like, too much. So I'm gonna throw this in here. Crazy guy. Throw this link there really quick. Continuing on up to 1976. Let's see here. Scientists in Pasadena, California announced Viking 1 found strongest indications to date of possible life on Mars. Now, like, you know, whether that's extinct or current, you know, it's not being said there, but it's just saying possible life on Mars. So, we also have Viking 2 entered Martian orbit after an 11-month flight from Earth. We were just talking about that. Well, no, we were talking about Viking 1, and this is Viking 2. So these are two on the same date, though. It's pretty interesting. 77, Mount Usu volcano in Hokkaido, Japan, erupted for the first time in over 30 years. 77, this is no longer another source, so it could have been a migrated article here. Gary Geld and Peter O'Dell's musical Shenandoah, based on the film of the same name, closed at Alvin Theater in New York City after 1,050 performances and 2 Tony Awards. In 78, Eddie Matthews, Addie Joss, and Larry McPhail were inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. Thousands of mourners filed past the body of Pope Paul VI. The U.S. President Jimmy Carter, the peanut farmer, declared a federal emergency at Love Canal due to toxic waste that had been disposed of negligently. Now, would this be related to the 3,000-ton whatever spill we were talking about yesterday or whatever it was? Like, do you remember that at all?
No, I don't. Well,
I don't remember the date it was. So
I thought that was a. The Love Canal is not a spillage.
Oh, okay.
It's a nuclear plant that they sealed over.
Well, that's even worse. That's not good.
Yeah.
81, the Washington Star, there it is, ceased all operations after 128 years of publication. And there it is, you know, final edition. Like, wow. All those poor, formerly employed individuals. So. 1983, first athletics world championships opened in Helsinki, Finland. 83 as well, Greets Weights of Norway won inaugural women's marathon at the first World Athletics Championship in Helsinki, Finland. So we spoke about it opening, and here we go, women winning an inaugural thing. That's awesome. We also have some 675,000 AT&T employees strike. Why? Over what? For how long? You know, how many involved? Well, 675,000. So that's how many involved. So we got one of my questions, my numbers, you know, answered. 84, harmonica Frank Floyd, a Stadium blues singer, guitarist, and harmonica player, died of lung cancer and complications from diabetes at the age of 75. 84 as well, Japan defeated the U.S. 6-3 in the final of the Los Angeles Olympic baseball demonstration event.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. The United States collected its first Olympic gold medal in women's basketball history with a 85-55 win over South Korea in the final, at the LA Games. A delegation of the South African Council of Churches met with President P.W. Botha, following calls by the church for urgent discussions on the causes of unrest, forest removals, and the emergency regulations of the country. I need to drink a little bit of water, so do you want to comment on anything?
Well, I was surprised the Japanese beat us in baseball. I thought it was the other way around, but obviously I'm wrong.
Actually,
my memory fails me.
Actually, I think more often than not, the Japanese mopped the floor with us in baseball, and like other countries, like the Philippines, maybe. There's another country I can't think.
Japan's the only one that's anywhere near our level.
I don't know. 85, Tako Doi, Mamoru Mori, and Shikai Muki were chosen to be Japan's first astronauts.
Oh.
Dude, that's pretty historical right there. So here they are right there. Oh, let me get a bigger image. Can I get a bigger image there? There they are. Oh, this guy doesn't look too happy. Come on, smile, dude. You're one of the first 3 astronauts in Japan.
Yeah, that's Mr. Serious.
Yeah, well, he can be serious.
He's ready to solve problems right now.
Well, go solve problems later. Smile now. 86, Dan Butiner, Brett Anderson, Martin Engel, and Ann Knapp began a cycling journey of 15,266 miles from Prudhoe Bay, Alaska to Argentina. They bike rode from Alaska to Argentina? Holy crap! Holy crap!
And that you can do by land.
Yes.
You don't have to... Okay, how'd you get there? No, you pedaled.
Well,
Argentina through
actually,
Alaska, Canada, U.S.
you brought this up the
Mexico.
other day. That one area in Panama, the no-go zone.
Yeah.
You had to go through there with their bikes somehow.
Yeah.
So they're riding literally through the jungle, like
Yeah.
no roads, no trails, nothing. That's crazy. Ayo's time. Gonna get through my life in negative 5 minutes. Like we're already over our hour here. In 1987, five Central American presidents signed a peace accord in Guatemala. Okay, so that's good. Javed Mandad became the first to score 6,000 test runs for Pakistan, and he scored 260 in the draw in the fifth test against England at the Oval. Leon Cox became the first woman to swim from the U.S. to the Soviet Union, 4.3 kilometers across the Bering Sea in water temperatures averaging 43 to 44 degrees Fahrenheit or 6 to 7 degrees Celsius. What? Wow. So, like, from Little Dynamite Island in Alaska to Big Dynamite in the Soviet Union. What? Like, this is wild. Like, there's a lady. Oh, here it is. So,
Yeah, right through there.
Oh, I get it. No, she didn't swim here.
No.
She swam between those two islands.
Yeah, the island.
Okay. That makes more sense. It was still, from the U.S.
Cold as hell.
Yeah. So, in 1988, future Hall of Fame jockey Eddie Delahousie won his 4,000th career race aboard 2-year-old filly Fawn and Han in the fourth race at Del Mar. Riots in New York City's Tompkins Square Park. Over what? Writers Guild of America ended its 6-month strike. Okay. Angola, Cuba, and South Africa allegedly signed a ceasefire treaty. This is no longer in either source. What? Like, what? Angola, Cuba, and South Africa. What are those three doing with each other? The tripartite accord. What the hell? Like,
three. There's your three.
Yeah. The People's Republic of Angola, the Republic of Cuba, and the Republic of South Africa granted independence to Namibia from South Africa and ended the direct involvement of foreign troops in the Angolan Civil War. Wow.
Oh, there you go.
Wow. Okay. So this is what is this called again? The 1988 Tripartite Accord. That was a weird combination there.
Yeah.
Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Moving on up to 1989, U.S. Congressman Mickey Leland, a Democrat from Texas, and 15 others died in a plane crash in Ethiopia. That almost sounds like an assassination to me. 89 as well, the National Cold Fusion Institute opened in Salt Lake City. 1990, the United States deployed troops to Saudi Arabia, beginning Operation Desert Shield, not to be confused with Desert Storm. Desert Shield was then putting up defenses and everything, making a shield and everything. And then Desert Storm was the actual invasion and everything. Desert Shield, basically boxed the Iraqis in for a turkey shoot.
You know who that pissed off, what we did there?
Communists?
No. What's his name? The Saudi, the rich Saudi that ended up planning the Twin Towers.
Oh, Bin Laden.
Bin Laden. Thank you.
Okay.
He was really that foreign troops were on Saudi land.
Well.
Man, he is pissed at that.
Well,
and I think that turned him against us. That's what did it.
Probably, but he was already
because we did support him.
We did
in Afghanistan against the Russians.
we basically
we supplied him and
for all intents and purposes, we created Al Qaeda to fight the Russians in a proxy war in Afghanistan in the 70s.
We didn't create it, but they were there. We certainly
in essence,
supported them.
Yeah, we didn't create it, but we really gave them teeth. Yeah. 91, courts ruled Manuel Noriega may access some secret U.S. documents. I don't like that. I was just thinking earlier when I first read that, it probably happens all the time. Heads of state and everything are seeing things that U.S. citizens can't even see. That's kind of bullshit. We fund this stuff and we don't even know, but then these other, Manuel Noriega of all people gets to know this crap? No, I don't like that. Manhattan Cable's final day of amnesty to return illegal cable boxes. 92, San Francisco Giants announced the sale of the MLB franchise to a group of Tampa Bay investors, but the move was blocked by other investors. We also have taking advantage of 6 months of training on their hometown Terrassa pitch. Spain won its first hockey gold medal by beating Germany 2-1 in the women's final at the Barcelona Olympics.
Oh, wow.
The Orlando Magic signed NBA number 1 draft pick Shaquille O'Neal, the Diesel.
Yeah.
Yep. 93, tropical storm Brett ravaged Venezuela, killing 118 people. Anna Deer, and Menominee activist, was sworn in as the head of the Bureau of Indian Affairs. What is Menominee? Never heard of that. Menominee. Let's see here. Here we go. That's a interesting picture. The people. They're a federally recognized tribe of Native Americans, officially known as the Menominee Indian Tribe of Wisconsin.
Wow,
Their land base is the Menominee Indian Reservation in Wisconsin. Their historic territory originally included an estimated 10 million acres, or 40,000 square kilometers in present-day Wisconsin, and in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. The tribe currently has about 8,700 members. Okay. All right. So an activist for this tribe, Menominee. All right. Throw that link in there. Moving on up to 1994, the first telephone link between Israel and Jordan. Okay. 95, the Chilean government declared a state of emergency in the southern half of the country in response to an event of intense cold, wind, rain, and snowfall known as the White Earthquake. That sounds terrifying. 97, Garth Brooks performed a free concert in New York City's Central Park for HBO, later releasing it as Garth, live from Central Park. Sounds like a publicity stunt to me.
Sounds like he made some money through HBO.
Yeah.
Free concert, but his money was with HBO.
Yeah.
So that's just crap. That pisses me off.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
You know, do the free concert fine, but don't go, hey, I did a free concert. Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's why I put a thing, publicity stunt. Like, you're more right than I am. You know, like you're more specific and everything. Like whenever something like this happens, there's something scummy about it. I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. You know, like I can sense.
Now, like Live Aid and all that was.
Live Aid and all that stuff. Yeah,
that was pretty legit.
Yeah. 97, Ung Huat was appointed Cambodia's first premier. Okay. 98, bombings at the United States embassies in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and Nairobi in Kenya killed approximately 212 people. Wow. Yikes. 99, Tampa Bay third baseman Wade Boggs became the first MLB player to hit a home run for his 3,000th hit in the Devil Rays' 15-10 loss to the Cleveland Indians. 99, the Czechia-based Islamic International Brigade invaded neighboring Dagestan. 2000, Democratic presidential candidate Al Gore. I'm super cereal, man bear pay.
We're supposed to be underwater, according to him.
Yeah. Picked Connecticut Senator Joe Lieberman as his running mate, making him the first Jewish person to run for the nation's second highest office.
I like Joey Lieberman, even though he's a Democrat.
I don't know. He kind of looks like a weasel. I don't know. He just
Joe Lieberman's on the right.
I see him. Yeah, no, the guy on the right. He looks like somebody who would just like lie to your face. I don't know.
He was the exact opposite. Straight shooter.
I don't know.
Absolutely would.
2000, Los Angeles Lakers announced the retirement of former star player and executive vice president of basketball operations Jerry West.
Great.
And named Mitch Kupchak to succeed him. Kupchak.
Yep.
He does what to cups?
Kupchak.
What's he doing? Why? Why is he checking people's cups?
That's baseball.
Well, it's some kind of ball, that's for sure. 2005, in one of cricket's history's closest tests, and despite a brave, unbeaten 43 from Australian tail-ender Brett Lee, England snuck a 2-run win in the series testing second test at Edgbaston. Was it before tea, after lunch, during the sprinklers? You know, what? Cricket is so confusing. 2007, Eclipse, the third book in Stephen Meyer's Twilight Saga, was published by Little Brown with an initial print of 1 million copies. Couldn't give a fiddler's fuck about, that Twilight crap, but whatever. 2007, San Francisco Giants slugger Barry Bond hit his 756th career home run to break Hank Aaron's long-standing MLB record. Now, is it still valid?
I believe it is not because it was juicy.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So they took it away from him.
Good, they should have.
Took him off the record.
Good. 2008, Russo-Georgian War. Georgia moved troops into the Russian-supported self-proclaimed Republic of South Ossetia in response to aggression. First European war of the 21st century. Here we go. So, the start of the Russo-Georgian War over the territory of South Ossetia. 2009, the single TikTok, released by Keisha, Billboard Song of the Year in 2010.
That's a song, TikTok?
Yeah, well, I used to like it, but the way this song opens, it's already, alarms going off in your head.
Okay.
As soon as it plays here. So, give it a minute.
Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy.
Time out.
Mike P. Diddy.
Do you know who P. Diddy is?
Of course. He's the guy that he's on trial.
Yeah, he's like the larger Epstein.
Yeah.
Like he makes Epstein look like not as Epsteinish anymore, you know. And right out of the chute, this thing starts with feeling like P Diddy, not good. Red alarm, you know. Like, and it's kind of funny how, like, you know, first off, TikTok, this is not spelled right. It's supposed to be TOCK, number one, number two. This exact title was used to make that Chinese app that's now completely destroying Western
They probably
culture.
spell it differently so they wouldn't get busted
Yeah, well,
by TikTok.
yeah. Now here, it even shows the S in Keisha is supposed to be a $. Primary source didn't even spell it right, you know? At least, like, I edited it. I know how to spell her name. 2010, hampered by a back injury, Indian cricket batsman VVS Laxman scored a brave, unbeaten 103 to guide India to a 5-wicket win against Sri Lanka in Colombo, drawing the series. 2010 as well, Jerry Rice, Emmett Smith, John Randall, Russ Grimm, Ricky Jackson, Floyd Little, and Dick LeBeau were inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
There's some great ones.
Yep, 2012, 200,000 people were evacuated from Shanghai in anticipation of Typhoon Haiaki. We also have 21 people were killed by a gun attack in a church in Okene, Nigeria. Heavy rain forced 20,000 people to flee their homes in Manila, Philippines. 2015, U.S. presidential candidate Donald Trump said in a CNN interview that news anchor Megyn Kelly had blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her everywhere.
Yeah.
Wherever. Like,
Yeah.
actually,
Yeah, I made a big deal out of that.
like I've never heard of this.
Oh, no?
No,
Oh,
can you give me
man.
some context?
That was in a debate. She was
Oh.
like moderating.
Oh,
And he got pissed off about something.
let's see if I can find the actual quote.
She gets out and she starts asking me all sorts of ridiculous questions, and you know you can see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever. But she was, in my opinion, she was.
Oh, is he accusing her of being on her period or something?
Something like that.
Oh, now I get it. Okay. 2015 as well, former NFL football wide receiver Irving Fryer at the age of 52 and his mother, Eileen McGee, at the age of 74, were found guilty of mortgage fraud for obtaining multiple home equity loans totaling $1.2 million
man.
using the same collateral. He is later sentenced to 5 years in prison and achieved 3 years of probation, while both are held responsible to pay $615,600 in restitution to affected lenders. Now here we go. They both did the same crime. How come the woman gets a lighter sentence? That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
And no, it
You know?
depends on her participation in it.
Doesn't matter. You know, you're part of the
I don't know.
crime, you know?
You are, but
I don't
someone
know.
shoots someone and you're there, you will also get arrested and serve time, but
Yeah.
you'll be a participant.
Well, 2016 Miami Marlins veteran Japanese outfielder Ishiro Suzuki became the 30th member of the 3,000 hit club in a 10-7 win against the Rockies. Wonder who the first one was. We also have United States men's 4x100 meter freestyle relay team won the final in 3 minutes 9.92 seconds at the Rio de Janeiro Olympics, earning Michael Phelps his record 19th Olympic gold medal.
Amazing.
2016, this is also no longer another source, so it could be a misplaced article. Jim Furyk fired 12 under par, 58 in final round of the Travelers Championship at TPC at River Highlands, Cromwell, Connecticut, becoming the first player to shoot 58 in a PGA Tour event and first PGA Tour pro to card 2 sub-60 rounds. 2017, England broke a 19-year drought in a home Test cricket series against South Africa, defeating the Proteas by 177 runs in the 4th Test at Old Trafford. Moeen Ali scored 75 not out and took 5 out of 69, whatever that means. 2018, I find this movie absolutely disgusting. Crazy Rich Asians, the first Hollywood film with an all-Asian cast starring Constance Wu, Henry Golding, and Michelle Yeoh, premiered in Los Angeles. Well, if you make a movie called Crazy Rich White People, suddenly we have a problem.
Yeah.
You know, see, like, I don't have a problem
They're
with
crazy rich, or they're crazy and rich.
and, you know, whatever. Like, well, there's no comment. It's
Crazy
about
rich.
wealthy. They're about
Yeah,
wealthy. You
super
know,
wealthy.
yeah. Well, if you do that about, you know, blacks, okay, cool. You know, do that about Mexicans, cool. Do that about women, cool. But suddenly, if you do a crazy rich men, crazy rich whites, crazy rich white men, suddenly there's a problem for the exact same thing. Literally, you're just changing the color and what's between the legs. That's when, you know, like, when all these, you know, liberals and all these feminazis and all these people going around, we want equality, and then, they cherry pick. No, it's all or nothing. You want equality, but all of a sudden, you're going to have a problem with the same concept if it's somebody else. You don't want equality. You're full of shit. So, that's why I don't like this movie. Not because it's about Asians or whatever.
You ever
but
see it?
No.
No.
I don't want to support it.
Yeah.
It's just. I don't know. I just hate all the animosity and hate. I hate. 2018, Australia's population reached 25 million, according to the Australian Bureau of Statistics. Cool. China banned the release of the Winnie the Pooh movie, Christopher Robin, after the character was used to mock Chinese President Xi Jinping, also known as West Taiwan dictator Winnie the Pooh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have a picture. It's in the thunder. There you see him?
Yeah.
In the top left.
No, I saw it. I saw when you opened up today.
I just want to give as big of a middle finger to China as I possibly can. 2018, Mendocino fire became the largest recorded fire in California's history at 290,600 acres, overtaking the 2017 Thomas fire. I wonder if we have any record fires going on.
It's a lot of wine country up there.
Yeah. There's fire. Yeah. 2018, Swedish furniture brand IKEA opened its first store in India in Hyderabad. All right, Hyderabad. Let's see if here it is, right there. That might be it. So, not
in
sure.
English, no less.
Well, it's
in where is it?
India.
Oh, well, that makes sense why it's in English.
Huh.
They speak English there.
They do, yeah. They were once owned by the English.
Yeah.
In 2019, bodies of two teenagers at the center of a huge manhunt and suspected of killing 3 people on remote British Columbia roads were found after apparent self-deletions. Yeah. Largest single-state immigration raid in Mississippi as nearly 700 people were arrested. God praise you, immigration and customs enforcement. Praise be, to ICE. They are doing amazing work. My heart goes out to them. They are facing so much hate, from stupid, misguided, and frankly, people who don't have the right to exist. These people are out there in the muck, cleaning up the streets. So, you see an ICE agent, give them a high five, give them a hug, tell them that they know, or tell them that they are, they are loved. They are supported by real humans. Anyone who doesn't support ICE, they're less than human. So, 2019, Wanda Vazquez became Puerto Rico's 3rd governor in a week after her predecessor, Pedro Pierluisi, was removed by the Supreme Court. Well, that's not good. It's like the week of the 3 governors. Like the year of the 4 emperors.
Sounds like a movie.
Yeah. 2020, Cardi B released a single WAP featuring Megan Thee Stallion, which debuted at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Well, first off, WAP used to be a racial slur against Italians.
Yeah.
But that was WOP for without papers. This is WAP, standing for wet ass, word that is, another word for cat that starts with a P, but also is used as slang for a woman's reproductive genitalia. Yeah. And that's literally the song. Wet ass D, wet ass D, wet ass D. That's the song. Really? That's your #1 on the Billboard. That's our society.
Unfortunately.
What trash. Absolute garbage. So, 2021 as well, as part of the winning stadium 4x400 meter relay team in Tokyo, Allyson Felix took her total to 11 Olympic medals and became the most decorated female Olympian in track and field history. Epic. So, 2021 as well, Indian javelin thrower Neeraj Chopra made history by winning his country's first ever Olympic track and field gold with a throw of 87.58 meters in Tokyo. Epic. Kevin Durant with 29 points led the USA to his 3rd and the team's 4th consecutive Olympic men's basketball gold medal with an 87-82 win over France in Tokyo. 2022, Brandon Sanderson's Kickstarter for the Cosmere RPG game, or Cosmere RPG role-playing game, became the most successfully funded game in Kickstarter history, raising $41.7 million. But was it actually released, or was this one of these, standard Kickstarter scams? I mean, this doesn't look, it looks like any generic MMO or RPG. #1 games project on Kickstarter. Yeah, but did it come out? Is this playable? This looks boring. 2022, ceasefire came into effect in Gaza after 43 people were killed in 3 days of violence between the Israeli military and the Palestinian Islamic Jihad militants. how many of those deaths were Palestinians? You know, how many were Israeli? You know, it's just telling us the total. Like, I want to know what's the disparity here. 2022, U.S. Senate passed Sweeping Inflation Reduction Act, an economic package designed to combat climate change. Here we go. Address healthcare costs and tax large corporations. Yeah. Well, you know, I'm all for one of these things. So
It was passed under they gave it a fancy name so they could pass it.
Yeah, of course.
It actually increased inflation. It did the opposite.
Well, of course.
It's all crap.
Yeah. 2024, Thailand's constitutional court outlawed the Reformist Party, barring it from forming a government in 2023, along with politicians including Pita Limajoranath. That does not sound good. You know, what's
Pita
going...
into anything, and I don't care for it.
What?
Pita.
No, this is not...
Okay.
No, that's the name. No.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
no. We're not talking about the people for ethical treatment of animals. Or the people of the eating of tasty animals. We're talking about PETA, like pita bread, but this is somebody's name, not an organization.
I got it.
PETA Limajoranath. That's his last name here.
Yeah,
so.
I'll change that first name.
Yeah, probably. 2024, thousands of peaceful counter-protesters held rallies around England in response to the previous week's violent anti-immigrant protests. Get them out of there, the illegals. Get them out. 2024, 3 Taylor Swift Eras Tour concerts in Vienna, Austria were canceled after authorities uncovered a planned terrorist attack and arrested 3 people. They're planning terrorist attacks around Taylor Swift now. Holy crap. Oh my goodness, that's too much.
What a way to kill a bunch of people.
Yeah, well, I mean, Taylor Swift is a Satanist, and she'll probably use that as sacrifices to please her dark lord, so... 2024, the World Health Organization confirmed a deadlier strain of Mpox, monkeypox virus, formerly monkeypox, has spread to 4 neighboring countries of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, and Kenya. And
That's not good.
now, what's really funny is that like they were really trying to push the monkeypox crap, like how they did with COVID and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, you're seeing it on the news everywhere: monkeypox this, monkeypox that, monkeypox.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, everybody online started, they started being racial, blah blah blah. If you're of African, you're making jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, if you're a black guy, you have a X amount of higher chance of getting monkeypox because like the stupid racial correlation,
Yeah.
And then it disappeared. Which proves that the disease, it's not what they say. They're just trying to push bullshit. And as soon as somebody took the piss out of it, comparing it to something racial, they got out of there because it was more trouble than it's worth. And the internet got it out. So, great. Anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but unlimited to all things Omni Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis. We can only bring you a portion between 2 sources. We have gone through all 40 pages of our document in this hour and 27 minutes. What should they let us? What should they say in the comment section? Code word. Let us know they're still watching until this time.
I don't know. Come up with something. I can't think of anything.
Put in ha 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 in the comment section. Let us know you're still watching them until this point. Anyway, for your dose of passive events daily, we stream every day at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I'm Xander.
Golden Loon.
And UVRU. And until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles! And y'all.
Do you have any